I'm Angel, and welcome to the Beauty of Aging, a channel for every 50-plus-year-old woman who's unapologetically growing bolder. On this channel, we discuss silver hair and all things middle age, and today we're talking about thriving after 50, healthy lifestyle habits for women over 50. So if that's something that interests you, stay tuned because we're about to jump right into it. Have you been struggling with body changes and lack of energy after turning 50? Well, between perimenopause and menopause, trust me, you are not alone. But what if I told you there's a way to reclaim your vitality and energy and live your best life in this next chapter? I'm sharing simple, actionable tips to help you maintain your strength, energy, and confidence well beyond 50. By consistently incorporating these simple lifestyle hacks, you may feel even better from the inside and out. Today's topic was inspired by you based on comments that you left about content that would be important to you. And it perfectly aligns with my mission to help women thrive in middle age. Because what we know for sure is what worked in our 30s and sometimes doesn't work in middle age. We can be doing all the same things and getting completely different results. And that's exactly what happened to me, because when I went through perimenopause and menopause, I gained 15 pounds, even though I was eating the same things, exercising consistently, because while I was doing a lot of the same things, my body was completely changing, and that's perfectly normal. So if that's what you're experiencing, I want you to know I completely understand. All of the strategies and tips that I recommend to you are strategies that I incorporated in my own life that not only helped me shed those 15 pounds of menopause weight, helped me keep them off, and in fact, I'm actually stronger than I was when I was 40 because a lot of those strategies helped me build more muscle mass. So let's get to it. We're starting in the kitchen because first and foremost, everything starts with nutrition. And I promise you, we are not going to use the D word because we're talking about lifestyle hacks and simple things that you can do that you can incorporate for the rest of your life. Now more than ever, proper nutrition is critical for us to maintain a healthy and vibrant lifestyle. Which simply means we have to be more intentional about what we eat. And that specifically means being intentional about eating foods that are very nutrient dense. At this stage in our life, we really have to have meals that are balanced and high in essential vitamins. And those may be things that you don't eat on a regular basis or that you just might not like. But there are other options. Nuts and seeds are very, very high in omega-3 fatty acids, which is why I always have this oatmeal nut brittle on hand. I can eat it as a snack. I can put it in my hot oatmeal on top of my yogurt. It's simply a mixture of oatmeal, nuts, about 5 varieties. I like to use walnuts, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, and sunflower seeds, and honey. Honey is the binder. Super simple. I've actually got the recipe in another video that I'll put a link in up here. It's a very nutrient dense and healthy snack that includes all of the things that we just talked about. Another thing that's important for us at this stage is incorporating a lot of nutrient dense greens. Spinach is a great example of that. You can use it for so much more than salad. You can put it in smoothies, pasta dishes, an omelet. So I always have on hand. Blueberries are very high in antioxidants, and mix them again in my oatmeal, in my yogurt or a smoothie, and as a snack. It's another example of a nutrient-rich food that you just want to add to your shopping list. Another thing that was very critical to me shedding the menopause 15 was incorporating a more plant-forward diet. I'm not here to promote vegetarianism or veganism, but I can tell you over the last 5 years, being more intentional about incorporating a plant-forward diet has really made all the difference. It's not just about the weight loss. I actually feel better. I have more energy. So I would invite you to be curious about that. I have my favorite vegan and vegetarian recipes that I'll link in the description. Start with something like a meatless Monday. And instead of using an animal protein, maybe you would have something tofu based or Or use a meat substitute, something like the Impossible Burger, which is not just a burger now. You can actually buy the Impossible ground meat, and you can use that to either make a burger or meatloaf or meatballs, just however you would normally use ground meat. The Impossible meat is a very, very good substitute for that. One of the top questions that you get when you talk about incorporating a more plant-forward diet is, well, where am I going to get protein? And that's a very valid question because we need protein, particularly at 50 plus. But there are a lot of plant-based options for protein: beans, legumes, nuts, and seeds, as well as tofu and many of the other meat substitutes that I've just mentioned, like the Impossible meat. So be curious, experiment. I think you would be surprised at how many options you have for plant-based meals. And finally, supplements, specifically those that promote bone, skin, and heart health. However, before taking any supplement, even over the counter, you always want to confer with your healthcare provider to make sure that they don't conflict with any prescription medications that you're taking. As an FYI, I have another vlog that talks about feeding your hair from the inside out, and there you'll find a much more detailed list of nutrient-dense foods, vitamins, and minerals that are important not just for healthy hair, but for overall vibrant living for 50 and beyond. Now our next topic is exercise, because sis, if you don't move it, you're gonna lose it. Staying active is crucial for maintaining muscle mass, bone density, and mobility. And here's the good news. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. There is an activity for everyone at every age and at every stage. Really simple. It's just finding an activity that you love and enjoy and that you can perform consistently. So regardless of what activity you choose, remember, consistency is the key. So y'all know I love running. I love my Peloton. But here's the thing. Oh my God, the bugs are terrible. You do not need an expensive piece of equipment or gym membership to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Walking is almost free, and I'll explain the almost later. But walking is a great form of exercise. It works all of the major muscle groups. And in fact, the American Heart Association says in order to maintain a healthy, mobile lifestyle, you can walk a minimum of 20 minutes. Like, you've got 20 minutes to invest in yourself. So if you're looking to reignite your fitness routine, just get started, walk 20 minutes a day. That's all you need. And the reason it's almost free is because you got to invest in a good pair of shoes. Like, that's a non-negotiable at our age. If you do not invest in a good pair of walking shoes, not only will your feet hurt, but your knees are going to pay for it, as well as your back. So I will put some links in the description of shoes that I highly recommend. Some of them are running shoes, which are perfect for walking, and some of them are just a basic athletic trainer that will be great for walking because you will still get lots of support. So there you go. What did I forget? There's so many bugs out here. It's ridiculous. They're so pretty. Another important part of let's see. I want to make sure there are no people. Also, at our age, it's really important to maintain muscle mass. And you can do that by incorporating light weights into your fitness routine. You know, I have been known to say weightlifting is not my ministry. And up until 5 years ago, it was not something that I incorporated into my fitness routine. But I can tell you it's made all the difference in the world. And I'm not talking about heavy weights. I'm talking about 3-pound barbells, 3-pound barbells. I've graduated up to 5 pounds now, but 3 pounds, 3-pound barbells, 10 minutes a week, 3 times a week. That's all I was willing to commit to. And I really saw a transformation in my upper body. I mean, it's not that my arms were flabby before, but like, this is with like little barbells. Like, it's never too late to develop muscle mass. It's never too late to get stronger. And I'm going in because like 50 bugs have flown into my mouth since I've been recording this. The next important area is sleep and recovery. Proper rest, is one of the most overlooked components of a healthy lifestyle after 50. But it's critical. Restorative sleep is important because this is the time when our body repairs cell damage. It's also when our immune system is restored, which means when we're consistently tired and run down, we're usually more susceptible to illnesses. The other reason rest is important is because it improves our concentration. It's part of our memory formation. But here's the thing. Did you know our sleep patterns change as we age? There are two main reasons why. One, it takes us longer to fall asleep. And that's because as we mature, our body decreases in the production of a hormone called melatonin. You may recognize melatonin because it's the active ingredient in a lot of over-the-counter sleep aids. The other change that happens as we mature, because of the decrease in melatonin, we spend less time in deep sleep mode. Why you may find that you're waking up more during the night than you ever have before. But take heart, because there are strategies that we can implement that will actually help improve our sleep routines and help us get a better quality of sleep. And some of these strategies, if you're a parent, you're going to recognize them, because these are many of the things we used to do to help our kids fall asleep and stay asleep. And just like they worked for our kids, if you consistently implement some of these strategies, they're going to work for you too. Strategy number one is to maintain a consistent sleep schedule. Now, which essentially just means that you should plan to go to sleep and wake up at the same time every day. For some of us, that's difficult to do, especially if you're someone who's motor races all the time, or your mind is racing all the time. I will just say, I own that, especially as an entrepreneur, because there's always something you can use technology to help you. For instance, if you have an iPhone, you can set your sleep schedule. And so as your nighttime approaches, the phone can automatically go to do not disturb. Now, of course, if you have numbers that you have programmed to go past do not disturb, family members, work, like when I worked at the clinic, I was on call 24/7, so those calls came through no matter what. But so those calls will still come through, so you don't get any type of notifications that you may have set up. And you can check this over the course of days and weeks to make sure that you're staying on schedule and you're getting the optimal number of hours. I would say at a minimum, start at 8 hours, though honestly, the experts say at our age, we should be getting closer to 9 or 10, but you got to start somewhere, so start with 8. So we're going to start by setting a wind down time. The second thing that you can do that will really improve your sleep quality is to reduce or eliminate alcohol before bedtime. That nightcap that you're taking, that glass of wine or whatever your preferred cocktail is to help you fall asleep, it will successfully help you fall asleep faster, but that nightcap also contributes to you waking up during the night, can contribute to insomnia and prevent you from getting a full night's rest. So the recommendation is that you have no alcohol up to 4 hours before it's time to go to bed. If you feel like you really need something, an alternative is chamomile tea. There are also teas that have melatonin in the tea mixture. So try some of those to help relax you and prepare you for a good night's sleep. There are other ways you can use technology to help improve the quality of your sleeps by downloading apps like Calm and Headspace. There are some free versions that you can use to test it and see if that's something that you find beneficial. In addition, you can download sounds like waves or playlists that are specifically designed to help you relax and prepare your body for sleep. And then finally, another very simple tool that I use but I find very, very helpful is a night mask. This is simple, very inexpensive. I got it on Amazon. If you get one, you want one that has concave. And I don't know if you can really see that, but that means like when you're wearing it, if you do wake up, like your eyelids are not smashed and you can actually blink, but it blocks out but it blocks out all of the light. And so when I have those nights where I might wake up in the middle of the night for just a few minutes, I find that this really helps me go back to sleep quickly because it's really like a blackout mask. So to recap, how to improve the quality of our sleep, we're going to set a schedule, put your phone in wind down mode by using the health app, or you can download Calm apps like Calm or Headspace. We're also going to eliminate alcohol at least 4 hours before bedtime. And then try some relaxation techniques like meditation or yoga and a night mask so that when you do have those inevitable middle of the night wake ups, you can still block out any light to make sure that your body doesn't think it's daytime and you can get back to sleep. I hope these help. Now let's move on to our next final and equally as important topic, self-care. Self-care and personal well-being. Frankly, this is a topic that we've heard so much about over the last decade. And honestly, I would say self-care means a lot of different things to different people. I think each of us can have our own definition of what self-care means for us. And I would say, but it's more than just pampering, a spa day, having a massage, and you deserve that all. While all of those things are important, self-care is so much more than that. It's about making sure you're having your annual checkups, your mammogram, all the other screening tests that are appropriate for us at this age. It's about being mindful of being in touch with yourself and understanding what you really need. And it's about maintaining our social connections, right? For many of us, we've been in the workforce for a long time, and maybe you're newly retired and trying to figure out, what you're going to do with the rest of your life, which is why being mindful about your social connections are so important. And finally, I would say for women of our generation, 50 and over, many of us have become experts at building up, supporting, and investing in the personal and mental well-being of everyone except ourselves. Well, sis, this is the season for you to unapologetically invest in yourself because you deserve it. So whatever self-care means for you, and even if you are just getting to figure that out, be intentional about investing in your own personal, emotional, and physical well-being. That's it for today's video, guys. You touched on 4 critical areas for thriving at 50 and beyond: nutrition, exercise, proper sleep, and self-care. We've just touched the surface of these topics. Let me know if you want to do a deep dive on any of the topics that we discussed today. Thank you so much for joining me, for taking the time to watch, to share. Of course, thank you for commenting. I always say this channel, this platform is for you. Feel free to always let me know what topics you want to talk about and what things can help you thrive in middle age. Again, I'm Angel. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time on The Beauty of Aging.